There's a Purdue international target that we're a couple days late on discussing, but there has been some buzz. Isn't it Stefanovic for Purdue on their staff that's been linking them to some international players?
Yeah, I think he's been dipping his toe in that pool.
Yeah, Stefanovic, the former sharpshooter at Purdue, who is now on the Purdue staff. Kind of interesting because I think I don't know if I'm botching his name. It's Omer Mayer or Omer Mayer. This is the Matthew Meyer. I never knew how to pronounce his name. I'm going to call him Omer Mayer. He's an Israeli 6'3" stud shooting guard. And when I say shooting, I mean shooting. Like the sell here is he's a sharpshooter, sniper from outside, which is kind of funny to me. Like a former Purdue sniper, 6'3" guard, Stefanovic is like the guy leading this recruitment because I could see some similarities in how he could be used at Purdue. But Meyer is, by all accounts, one of the best international prospects in the world right now that could play college basketball. He is on the world team for the Nike Hoop Summit, which is ongoing. And he's had some great games. There's a game that made headlines, I believe. What was this? Was this like a month ago? No, this was last year, excuse me, last fall, where he had 31 points on 11 of 18 shooting, made five threes, and Israel's U18 team beat France's U18 team in a huge game. Some interesting film on this kid. You're our prep hoops specialist. We'll see how you do with international waters here. But what's your scout on Meyer and his game?
First of all, the film's nice. Film's nice. I like the film a lot. Nice handle, good size of 6'4". The jumper looks really good. It's funny, I saw someone comment that he shoots like Reed Shepherd, and I haven't been able to kind of unsee that jumper. They do have the same form, not saying any comparison as a player in this. But yeah, I really like him. I think that to me, I think he's a point guard. Where do you actually see him? Do you see him more as a two guard scoring guard? Because in the stuff that I saw too, like he's a shot maker for sure, which I can see like why he'd be more of a two, but he's also got some like I can go get you one to his game as well.
Yeah, I don't see him as a point guard.
You
Now
just see him as like a combo.
big assist averages at the AGNT tournament, which is where like Kasparis Yakashonis exploded onto the scene last year. Meyer had crazy averages. He averaged 18 and a half points, 5.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists.
Hmm.
So obviously, when you can fill it up like that, you can sort of do anything. One of the things I love about Meyer from what I've seen is he's one of the few guys, even of all these international prospects that are like considering coming to college, he's one of the few that's playing legitimate EuroLeague minutes as an 18-year-old. Like he's not just on a roster, he's not just like dominating the U18 events, he's not just at the ANGT thing or AGNT. He's playing in the EuroLeague and playing good minutes and doing good things. He's also on the Maccabi Tel Aviv team that he was on. He plays with like former studs like Wenyon Gabriel and Paul Scruggs. Good college basketball players are on that team as like 24, 25 year olds. And Meyer's like a really good player for them who does really good things. So I think this is like I've come on here and been wrong about international prospects before. I feel like this is a pretty can't miss name. I don't think he's like a lottery pick upside guy the way Yakashonis was, but I think he's like a plug and play professional basketball player as an 18-year-old that almost undoubtedly would start on any Big Ten team. The fit at Purdue is interesting because, as you mentioned, he could be like a point guard. He's 6'4", definitely a combo in theory, but his assist stuff is nice. But if you pair him with Braden, number one, what does that do to Fletcher Lawyer? And number two, does that move him entirely off ball? Are you running on ball stuff for Meyer and then moving Braden off ball a little bit? What do you think there?
Well, you use the word interesting as a fit. I think interesting is a nice way of putting that there. I don't see the fit. Like
I mean, they're
it
both too good to say there's no fit.
yeah, no, I understand that. I just don't see the fit in general. Like I think that a kid that is playing major minutes in the Euro League, who's coming overseas, or sorry, coming over the waters, to play over here, isn't going to one, I think demand a lot of money, first of all, and two, I don't know, I think it would take some role changing on Purdue that I don't know if is necessarily wanted by all parties, maybe. Because like to me, this bumps Fletcher Lawyer down. Does Paint want to do that? I don't know. Like this is Lawyer's senior season. I think it'd be smart to, and I think that it would be kind of mature of Fletch to do so because this kid would immediately one help Purdue and two, I think it would make Purdue the undisputed number one team in the country.
Yeah,
For me.
no doubt about that. If they had
Yeah.
Meyer and nothing else, they've got
Yeah.
Clough in the fold. If they had Meyer, nothing else, I don't even think there's an argument for any other team. I think they're the
Yeah, I don't
number
think
one
so
team in the
either.
country. And
Yeah, I don't think
I
so.
also, to be clear, oh man, it's going to be tough. So they got Braden, they got TKR. Both those guys are literal All Americans. They're returning All Americans. They, barring something crazy, they will be All Americans next year. Meyer might be as good as at least one of those two. Like, you talk now about like a trio that consists of two legitimate All-Americans and this dude that's just like as polished of an international player as you could have, that is a legitimate dead-eye shooter, but also the way he shoots is like he creates shots for himself with his pace, with his IQ, with his ball screen reads, with his handle. He would just be a killer for this team that would complete this roster in an insane way. The one question I have, we've heard Purdue fans and even Painter at times sort of allude to like certain buckets of things they want to round out the roster with. They're
Mhm.
after some more like combo forward types. They're after like Elijah Saunders. We're going to do a video on him today. Obviously, they got their front court tightened up with Clough. We heard time and time again last year about how this team, oh, they're missing the Lance Jones. They're missing the perimeter defender. They're missing the three. They're missing the secondary ball handler. To me, Meyer is absolutely a secondary ball handler. He might be a primary ball handler, but does he answer any of the defensive questions that you were trying to answer with Lance? Like what does the perimeter defense for Purdue become if Braden Smith, Meyer, and Fletcher Lawyer are all in a backcourt? And what happens of Cox and Jakari at that point?
Oh, I see. That's the thing where I just don't understand. Like, obviously, you want him. It would make your team great. Not necessarily like the maybe that fit that you maybe had in mind coming in, but I think it's something. Obviously, he's such a good player that you find a way to make it work. And I mean, if he does come to the team, just to answer that question before, he's at worst the third option. I could see him being the second option, to be honest with you. And then you have TKR as one of the best third options in the country, and Fletcher Lawyer is the best fourth option in the country. And you go to Indy and you win a national title, and I think that's very much in the cards. But
We interrupt this sleepers video to talk directly to you, our loyal listener. Have you ever found yourself watching us two idiots thinking, hey, I wish there was a very easy, small way for me to show a token of my appreciation for all of their hard work on all these videos I love to watch? Well, now we have just the way to do that.
thanks to the beautiful folks over at Underdog Fantasy, they are helping us out this month, presenting a lot of the content coming out this month, giving you a chance with a amazing offer that you can use using our promo code that Gregory will tell you more about.
Yeah, so college hoop season's over, but we got like big time golf tournaments. The NBA playoffs are coming. Baseball season's underway. There's still a bunch of sports on. There's still a bunch of ways to play with Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SLEEPERS. As a new customer, you can get up to 1,000 bonus credits plus a free pick. It's one of the most fun ways to play. It's a great way to support us. And on some actual like non-ad read stuff, talking genuinely here, really helps us because if Underdog loves us, if we get a lot of people to sign up, they're going to help us continue to bring you the content that you love. Show your support. Join Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a free pick.
I don't know. This just wasn't I don't know. Like you said, this wasn't the guy that was kind of talked about as who would fill that role as the gotta take some ball handling duties off of like Braden's hands, basically.
Yeah. Look, it would make their offense essentially unguardable to me. Now there are other schools involved from what I've heard. I've heard Auburn's trying to get him,
Yeah.
so it's
I
not
mean,
necessarily.
yeah, Jewish kid, so Pearl obviously having that heritage, they do extremely well.
It's not necessarily just a done deal that he will go to Purdue if he wants to play college basketball, but it, by all accounts, from what we've heard, Purdue would be the leader in the clubhouse if there is one. He followed PJ Thompson on Twitter a couple days ago. There's just a lot of smoke there. Out of all the Purdue targets that you've heard, Meyer's got to be the best option, right? Or like if you could pick one, would it be Omer that you want to add?
Yeah, that he's the best player.
Like bar none, yeah.
He's the best. That at the Purdue targets that I've seen, yes, he is bar none the best player.
Okay. I want to go on record with this. If Purdue starts Braden Smith, Omer Mayer, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman Wren, and Oscar Clough on the first game of next season, that is without a question the best team that Matt Painter has ever assembled.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this is being made a pitch or not, but would he be like Big T and kind of would he be a sophomore when he came over?
That's a good question because I don't know if he's like a guaranteed NBA pick
Like
guy.
you might like this might be you get him and Braden and Fletch and them are gone and you are my this is you now.
Yeah, that actually
And
makes a little more sense to
and
me
you
if
get all
that's
the money
the
that they got too.
ad. Can I add one thing? I feel like we've done is praise this kid. We love him. It would make Purdue nasty. We think Purdue's going to get him. Can I add one bit of like a question to ask here?
Of course.
Also, do you shake your head? You don't think Purdue's going to get him?
I'm willing to get myself clipped here. I want to say fuck no.
What? Why? Why is that such a weird, passionate response?
I don't know why he would sign up for that.
Because they'd be the best team in the country, and Purdue did a good job recruiting him. And
I think there's more money and there's a better role for him elsewhere.
all right, I think he's going to go to Purdue personally, but
Really?
I do. Yeah,
If you're him, do you go to Purdue?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
all
I
right.
do. I think honestly, what you just said, Braden Smith pitch, come play with him for a year, then be him next. Like
Why don't you all come holler at me next year when I can be Braden then?
maybe that is what happens. I bet he ends up at Purdue. Here's the one thing I want to say because I want to get out in front of this with I know Purdue fans are going to do this if the time comes. If you get Omar Meyer for next season, you can say goodbye to Jakari Harris and
Mm,
maybe CJ Cox, by the way. Like, you don't bring in a kid this good at this position while you still have Braden and Fletcher Lawyer and keep everybody happy. Jakari was already rumored to leave a week ago. He hasn't yet. It sounds like he's not going to. There has never been a rumor that CJ Cox is leaving, but I know we have gotten ourselves in trouble before telling it how it is with a lot of different programs. Like I tried to tell Illinois fans about Merez when they were recruiting Christoph Tilly a week ago. We've tried to tell your program this. I've tried to tell my program this. You don't keep everybody happy. That's why Cam Heide and Miles Colvin just left after not getting the role they wanted this past year. And they didn't deserve it. I'm not blaming Painter or the staff, but like roles matter to kids. CJ Cox and Jakari Harris came in, were very patient this year, have waited their turn, are still waiting their turn, by the way. Even without I almost said Oscar, I'm confusing it with Clough. Even without Omer Meyer, Cox and Harris are still waiting for Braden and Fletcher. Now you want to add another 6'4" guard that we think is a superstar? You're not keeping both of those guys. You might keep one of them if you somehow convince them, but I want like you agree with me, right? If you bring in this kid, at minimum one of Cox or Harris is going to be like, no way.
yeah. Also, you're fine with that too.
I bet you Purdue fans might not agree with you here, but I think they should agree with you here.
Yeah. I'm of the camp that I would not. not mind. Like try to keep one of them, but like if it's the difference between you getting him or not, get him. Like this is the last rodeo of the best point guard in Purdue history, and it's time to go all in on this year.
If we could Family Feud style poll 100 Purdue fans, I'd be really interested what the answers would be if we said you can get Omer Mayer, but you lose Jakari Harris. My guess would be maybe 75 out of 100 would say okay. Or then flip it, you can get Omer Mayer, but you lose CJ Cox. My guess would be maybe less than 50 of 100 Purdue fans would want that. Now let me say you could get Omer Mayer, but you lose both of them. Maybe
Hmm.
only 10 out of 100 Purdue fans say that. For the record, my answer, you can get Omer Mayer. You don't worry about the rest of this.
Yeah,
Respectfully to CJ and Jakari, we don't know if they are going to go the Miles Colvin Cam Heidi route or if they are going to go the Carson Edwards Etwan Moore route that everybody says could potentially be there for them. We know Omer Meyer is a stud at an
yeah.
international level. And if you can get that kid potentially with multiple years of eligibility, do it. Figure the rest out later. Painter's done a great job of that already this offseason. Really good sign for Purdue that they're in the mix for kids like this, though, right?
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paint's doing it. Good for him. All right, we'll keep an eye on this. So where do you think Meyer plays next year?
I'm gonna say, hmm, I see Auburn. I can see Florida.
Is he even rumored with Florida?
No,
I feel like every player you just add Florida to the list.
I think you could fit there.
There's a world he doesn't even come over. I like the Auburn shout given the Pearl connections. Um, to me, that would be a good fit, but I think Purdue gets it
Todd
done.
Golden, Jewish.
I think Purdue gets it done.
Duke, Shire play for Maccabi.
Are there any Jews on Purdue staff?
No,
We could get him one.
we could get him one.
I know a couple Jews if you need one.
Luger would be good on their
He'd
staff.
be great on their staff. All right. Purdue Yamaka would go crazy, honestly. It would. Have we ever talked about that?
No, I don't think it ever came up in
I
conversations.
don't mean this disrespectfully at all. I love yarmulkes.
Yarmulkes are nice.
Yeah. I wish that other religions also had like headwear. Some do.
A lot of religions have headwear.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah. What are
That's
you?
for another day. What's that?
What are you?
I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, no headwear for Catholics.
Yeah. Well, the Pope has headwear.
Selfish.
I'm not the Pope.
Selfish.
We'll see. We'll keep covering this recruitment. Good luck, Purdue.